All right, folks, let's talk about trend trading. Okay, what does it mean? How can it help you sharpen your trading skills? And more importantly, how a trend trading strategy can skyrocket your trading performance. Okay, now what you see on the screen right here is a chart of the S&P 500. This is a global benchmark. A lot of guys are trading the S&P 500, and there can be some heavy trends that take place in this market. And before I get into it, guys, these are the symbols. All right, if you follow along with the S&P 500 and you trade futures, this is your symbol, ES. If you're a stock trader or an options trader, then you probably love the SPY. SPY is your symbol, and of course for you Forex traders out there, SP 500 is the Forex version of this global benchmark. Okay, and more importantly, what you see layered on to this chart is the volume indicator that identifies the starting point of a trend. Okay, now I know a lot of you guys might already have some type of inclination or some preconceived notion on what trend trading means or some trend trading indicator that you're using. All right, but I can tell you right now, there is nothing more powerful than volume, because volume precedes a trend before it starts. You understand? In fact, a better way for me to explain that is just understand the anatomy of a trend, right? Like, let's just take a look at this uptrend from the previous session and this beautiful downtrend, awesome sell-off in today's session. Okay, both of these were trends, right? This was an uptrend and this was a downtrend. But what causes these moves? Right? It's not your piddly trading account, and it's not my trading account. All right? The hidden forces that push the market around and create a trend, which you can then identify, right, are the big guys, the institutions, the hedge funds, the people that are pushing around billions and trillions of dollars. Make sense? Our job as day traders, investors, speculators, we have one job, and we have to do it well. Okay? We have to be able to identify the starting point of a trend before it starts. Makes sense? You kind of have to think of yourself as a trading detective. All right? That's your sole job, a detective who is trying to get the clues on what direction the market is going to go. And the market will give you very powerful clues. It's your job to pick up on those clues. Okay? So what this volume indicator does within context of a trend trading style or trend trading strategy is it will pick up the volume. Specifically, it can demystify what is happening on the level 1 data. Right? Is there more volume happening on the bid, or is there more volume taking place on the ask? That is it. Okay, we're not going to have 50 million different squiggly lines on the chart and Bollinger Bands and all this other nonsense. Okay, just volume. Folks, I'm telling you, volume is really all I think you need to identify the starting point of a trend. Again, that's my opinion. I think it works very well. If you guys have additional ways on identifying the trend yourself, I would love to know. Post your comments below. I would genuinely like to know, what are you guys doing to identify the trend? Okay? But if we use volume as our primary filter, then all the volume does is it turns this band here. You guys see this band, this green band and this red band, right? That's telling you what direction the trend is going. Simple, right? When the volume band turns green, it means that the trend might be starting to go higher, and it's possible that higher prices are around the corner. And on the flip side, when the volume band turns red, that is your one and your only clue, okay, that lower prices might now be around the corner, and you should potentially think about trading accordingly. All right? So let's talk about this just perfect sell signal that printed at 9 o'clock in the morning. I just knew that the S&P was going to sell off a little bit after lunch. Listen, guys, sometimes when you know your market, right, this is another thing I like to talk about a lot. When you master one or two symbols, right? You don't have to trade 50,000 symbols out there, okay? Become a master at one or two and become the best in the world at trend trading those 2 or 3 symbols, up to you. But the best traders in the world are minimalists, okay? So anyway, I like the S&P 500, even though I dump on it from time to time, all right? When the volatility is extremely high like it is right now in this current market environment, the S&P 500 is a gorgeous instrument to trade, all right? But let's talk about this perfect sell signal that came right at 9 o'clock on the nose, all right? I'm going to show you how to identify this trend setup here, take this trend trade, and where your stops should go. So right at 9 o'clock, all right, this bar right here gives you an alert. It says, hey buddy, the volume just turned red. Might be time to think about going short, okay? Now you still have to implement a good risk to reward profile. Makes sense? If you're not placing stops, guys, with your trades, you're crazy. The stop losses are there for your own protection so that you take the small trading loss as opposed to the big trading loss that so many of you have experienced, which sucks, all right? I'm with you. It sucks when you blow out your account because you don't know how to properly identify the trend, all right? I'm showing you how to do that, okay? So when the volume band turns red, this is your signal bar. And what you might want to think about doing is going short on the very next bars open and placing your stop a couple of ticks above the most recent bar to the left of it, which should be the signal bar. Make sense? Now guys, let me stop here and ask you, what was complicated about this, right? What was confusing or cluttered about what I just explained to you? Nothing, right? Absolutely nothing, because folks, when a trend wants to start, there's nothing on earth that can change its mind. You better get on that train before the train leaves the station, or you're going to get your face ripped off trying to counter trend trade, which again, sorry to say this, a majority of you guys out there are still doing. You need to understand the power of embracing a trend trading strategy and a trend trading style. Now this trend indicator does it all for you, right? So if we zoom out here and see how this trend played out, I mean, just this was 30 handles on the S&P. Let me repeat that, 30 handles on the S&P. That is a significant move. In fact, if all you did was try to capture a small fraction of that, okay, you're doing far, far better than 95% of those losing traders out there. And look, trend trading patterns repeat themselves. Watch this. If I show you the previous session, all right, previous session, here you go. Doesn't this trend sequence look exactly the same as today, right? Here's today, and here is yesterday. And no, your eyes are not playing tricks on you. Guys, trends happen on a daily basis. It's up to you to do your level best to spot these trends before they start. Again, I firmly believe that volume is the winning ticket. This volume indicator is just outrageous at capturing monster trends. And look, I'm looking at this downtrend right now. The volume nailed it at 9 o'clock in the morning, right? This nice sell-off. And I feel like this trend is going to run into the next session, right? That's how powerful trend trading can actually be when you integrate it into your trading. Guys, that'll do it for this video. If you'd like to get your hands on this powerful volume indicator, then get in touch, call, text, email, whatever's convenient, and I'd be happy to hook you up with a free one-on-one demo, really show you how this volume indicator is going to supercharge your trading. Guys, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next trade.